Mas que dia lindo, hein? Tudo bem com vocês? Eu sou Rodrigo Ruas e é claro que está no ar o Viagem Cultural. Hoje eu estou na Grécia e vou conhecer algumas das principais ilhas gregas a bordo de um navio muito especial. Que tal conhecer Mykonos, Creta, Santorini? Então se aconchegue porque você é meu convidado de honra.
Life on Delos was certainly very laid back. It was a very good life because the island was very prosperous. It depended on the pilgrims and on commerce. Especially after the Romans came here, they constructed a brand new port. So we had all these businessmen arriving over here and they added to the prosperity of the island. So imagine a visitor of those times, he had the chance to come and enjoy a walk down on the waterfront to see all the different boats arriving from all the different places of the world. Or maybe he would go to the stadium to watch the games taking place, or the hippodrome where the chariot races were taking place. Maybe he would go into the markets to buy a slave or something very expensive coming from very distant places, or simply get into the sanctuary to offer his worship to the gods.
Used to be 30,000 people living here. The god
Yes.
was Apollo and the king was
Antonis, his son.
He got 6
Children.
3 women and 3 men.
Yes. The 3 boys' names were Andros, Thassos and Mykonos, names of neighboring islands around, which proves that Mykonos, for example, was inhabited 1 generation after Delos. At the time before Athens reaches its climax in the 5th century BC, Delos was already a place like the Mecca of the Ionians, the Mecca of the people from Athens and the neighboring islands around.
So we can say that Delos was the first, tourism place
Absolutely.
of the time.
Yes, yes.
I would like to thank you so much for all the information, and also I would like to ask you to stay with us to show our next stop.
Of course, with pleasure, and I have more stories to narrate to you in Mykonos.
Yeah, Mykonos, I hear a lot of good things about it, and as we just spoke, Mykonos was known by here first, right?
Exactly, yes. Owes a lot to its proximity across the island of Delos.
So we're gonna continue the story, actually.
Absolutely, yes.
Aqui estamos na bela ilha de Mykonos. Ao meu lado está meu amigo Antonis. How are you?
I'm fine, how about you? You're enjoying your time here?
Here again with you to learn a little bit. Why did you choose this place to start our tour?
This is a place of reference for the locals here. This is our meeting point. This is the entrance to get into the labyrinth of the city, and also the beginning of the waterfront where all cafes and restaurants are lined up.
Who is that lady?
She is a heroine of the island. Her name is Mando. That's the Greek word for Magdalene, actually. So she offered all her merchant ships in order to help the Greeks in the War of Independence against the Turks at the beginning of the 19th century. So she became a symbol of independence for the island. And the locals, to keep her memory and honor her, gave the one and only square of their city her name, Mando Square.
Anthony, I just realized, and there is something that I always want to ask. Why everything here are so white and blue? Because probably the guy that sells the white painting here, he's very rich.
Yeah,
I want to be selling some white painting around here.
Well, in the past it was not paint, it was lime wash. So it was very easy to find from the island of Delos, recycling marble from Delos. They would take the lime dust here. That was cheap, that was cool because it reflects the heat, and also that was healthy because
Healthy.
it's a natural sanitizer. In years when people were suffering from contagious diseases, if you would lime wash the wall of your house or the street in front of your building, that would protect the family's health.
Wow. But if someone, for example, wants to paint their house like yellow?
There's a law today on the island, since the 1950s actually. You have to follow specific rules when you build something on Mykonos. In the past they were even more strict. We had to use white and blue only. Today white walls, but any color you like for the doors, the windows, the porches of the staircases and the balconies. And Rodrigo, a very important thing, that two colors chosen had to do with the colors of the Greek flag. So that was the perfect way to promote the national colors during a period of dictatorship that we had at that period of time. So that's why they chose the white and blue.
And still today, every tourist that take a picture here, you remind straight to your flag.
Exactly.
Why the houses, the roof of the houses are all flat?
It's one of the driest places of Greece. We get very little rainfall. So for us it's so essential to collect every single drop of rainwater on the roofs of our buildings, and then through a pipe system we channel that down to the basement of our houses so we get extra water for domestic use.
We didn't tell them that we are doing the tour that is about it, right?
Exactly. It's Mykonos Food on Foot, and it's a tasty walk in the town of Mykonos. An alternative way to see the town and also have a feeling about the local tastes.
I'm loving that.
Yamas.
Yamas. Antonis, I know in Mykonos the sunset is something really about it. What is your tip for that?
Certainly, this is a very good spot to be at during sunset, what we call Little Venice. It's the captain's and the pirates' houses built in the water, just like in Venice with the palazzes in the Grand Canal. So this is a really lounge area. You come and enjoy your drink, your coffee during sunset. The sunset's just behind us.
Oh yeah.
I didn't need to say that.
So here we are at one of the most famous monuments of Mykonos, is the windmills. What can you tell us? Is still running?
No, they used to run until the 1950s. They were erected in the 15th century. So they used to grind the grains for many centuries using the power of the wind. They would tame the power of the wind here to turn the cereals into flour.
Olha o avião chegando ali. Que legal, olha essa cena.
Yes, Rodrigo, we have an airport here that turns international during the summertime, and we get direct flights from most of the European capitals.
My friend, I would like to thank you so much. You are great. If my friends from Brazil want to choose you as a guide, how can they search you?
You can find me in my website, delosguide.com, or you can find me also in TripAdvisor as Delos and Mykonos Guide.
Thank you again. I'm sure some of my friends are gonna looking for you.
Thank you.
A cada dia que passa eu fico mais e mais apaixonado pela Grécia e principalmente pelas belezas das ilhas gregas. E que são muitas, justamente por isso, na semana que vem eu continuo aqui no Harmony V, um dos navios da Variety Cruises, para mostrar um pouquinho dessas ilhas para vocês. Eu sou o Rodrigo Ruas e o seu próximo destino é a minha viagem até a semana que vem, aqui mesmo na Grécia. Tchau, tchau!